Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new HMSB news video, and today we're going to be talking about ALEIX ESPARGARO and Aprilia once again, because they are obviously the stars of the moment, you could say, you know, team-wise, manufacturer-wise. Well, I mean, obviously, I guess Suzuki now have overtook the headlines with their departure announcement, but Aprilia, obviously, massive improvements, as we all know. We have talked about it various times on the channel. But this year, you know, it really does look like they could actually be a championship threat. I mean, they're only 7 points behind with ALEIX ESPARGARO. They've had 3 podiums this season. Obviously, that first win and that first podium. And, you know, it's really exciting to see a new manufacturer and a new rider, you know, finally getting some glory. Because obviously, you know, ALEIX ESPARGARO has been around forever. And he's obviously had a couple good moments here and there. You know, he's had a couple good results, a couple pole positions, I think, and that. But never really anything that was headline news, I guess you could say, compared to his, you know, younger brother, who obviously, you know, was fighting for the championships in the junior categories. Albeit MotoGP has been a little bit difficult so far, but you know, obviously he's a little bit more recognised, I guess you could say, than what ALEIX ESPARGARO is. And, you know, he's finally getting his moment now. It took a long time. I think it was, his 200th Grand Prix, where he got the stuff started happening, I guess, for him. But, you know, better late than never, as we said in the other video. And this year, like I said, it really does look like they are a championship threat. I mean, I think we've had a quarter of the season done now, and they're only 7 points behind Fabio Quartararo. They have a bike that seems to be working in most places. They're maybe just missing a little bit, but it's nowhere near as much as what they have been missing all these previous seasons. And obviously they're going to lose their concessions with that podium they got in Jerez. So I guess that is something that you're kind of happy about, but at the same time you're not, because obviously, you know, it does help you out a lot. But when you finally reach the point that you don't need that anymore, that means that you finally have a bike which is competitive enough to fight for the world championship. So it's a bit of a good and bad sort of situation when you get your concessions taken away. So you know, hopefully, obviously, Aprilia can continue the form. You know, even without them concessions, you know, you would have thought that now with the this current new bike they have, they should be in a fairly good spot. And like I said, 3rd podium in Jerez for ALEIX ESPARGARO. Shame that Vinales is struggling a little bit. His pace hasn't been, you know, too awful, to be honest. But as always, the first laps are a bit interesting, you could say. I don't know what is up with this rider, to be honest. You know, with a full tank of fuel and a first lap, Windows shut down for him, because then his pace is always really good, and it is pretty good, obviously, in the practice and the qualifying. But yeah, shame for Aprilia, because obviously they only have 2 bikes on the grid currently. Things might change in the future, possibly with Suzuki's departure. But yeah, they only have the 2 bikes. So when you've got one rider, you know, fighting for the world championship, and then your other rider is riding around at the back, it is a little bit of an interesting situation, you could say, especially for the Constructors' Championship and, you know, Team Championship, stuff like that. Obviously being way outnumbered by your other, you know, rivals, and then your team is half good and half bad. So bit interesting, but you know, I'm sure Vinales will get there at some point. You hope. You know, he does have the potential. He just needs to just figure out lap 1, and then he'll be all set. But maybe we'll see that at some point this season. Maybe not. We know the bike is good enough for a podium and obviously wins and poles. So we'll just have to see about that. But you guys, what are your thoughts about Aprilia? Leave it down in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe for more content as always. And we'll see you with some brand new videos very soon.